All right, let's see. So, here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be the summary of awesomeness, as I call it, and I'm gonna go through some thank yous, and I'm gonna talk a little bit like from home stretch. We'll talk a little bit about the swag. Hopefully, I think cross fingers, everybody has gotten theirs by now. I'll say a special thanks to our corporate partners. We'll go over some sort of like big picture results, and then I'll go through the top individual and team finishers. I do have my chat window open, so if you have any specific questions or if something weird is happening, you can't kind of see what's going on, that's a good place to do it. I would ask that you keep your the everything muted. Usually it's not an issue. But if you do have a question and you want to talk, that's totally fine. Just kind of give me a heads up in chat and I can sort of unmute your line. All right. Let's see. So thank you again. Many of you have done this event several times. The really brief history of how this came to be is everyone's life changed in March of 2020. I was the fairly new owner and operator of EX2 Adventures, and one of the biggest challenges sort of thrown my way in my life was this thing called COVID. And when you put on events for a living, you have a lot of questions about the choices that you make in life. However, one of the silver linings that came out of that time period was virtual events and was the Backyard BRRR. So we first did this in January 2021 when there was still a tremendous amount of uncertainty what was going on in the world. At that time, it was just a running challenge. We had several running challenges previously in 2020, but one day I had the idea for the name Backyard BRRR, kind of playing off our trail running series, the Backyard Burn, and it turned out to be our biggest event that EX2 has ever hosted, ever. And it was amazingly fun, and it raised a lot of money for our nonprofit partner, Homestretch. And I was like, maybe there's something to this, but I really had no inkling that this event was going to last post-COVID. Here we are several years later, and it's still EX2's biggest event ever. And I'm incredibly grateful for everyone's support of the Backyard BRRR and of EX2 Adventures as a pretty small little business, and of Homestretch, which is a wonderful nonprofit organization, which I'll talk more about in a second. Also, thank you for being so engaging. Everybody's sharing pictures, posting them to Run Sign Up and on social media. It really does make people feel connected. But I know that takes time and effort to do that, and not everyone feels super comfy doing that. And so I'm really grateful that you choose to do that, those of you who did. So thank you. And also, thanks for spreading the word to your friends, your family, your colleagues. There's no way that this event would happen and continue to happen without you all support. So I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm very grateful for everything. It really means a lot. So thank you. Again, thanks for the pictures. The pictures are great. Some really, very creative pictures. Hopefully you had fun with it. I'm not a big sharer like regularly on social media. And so I like stretch myself and I post all the time during the month of January. I guess trying to set a good example for sharing in the BRRR, but I'm really grateful again, everybody who did that. So thank you. Again, it means a lot. So Homestretch. So Homestretch is this absolutely wonderful organization based in Falls Church, Virginia, that I actually I've known about for a long time. So in a previous life, I was a technology consultant. And one of the companies that I worked for was this really great firm called Excella Consulting. And they're actually a corporate partner today of the BRRR. But Homestretch is Excella's main avenue of philanthropy, and they've supported them for many, many years and do absolutely wonderful things. Well, I was a consultant and I did some community service work with Homestretch. This is back 20 years ago. I wasn't married, didn't have any kids. And so the mission of Homestretch I thought was amazing, but it really didn't touched my heart the way it does now, and really until I had a family of my own. So, the mission of Homestretch is really to take single moms with kids who are homeless and give them all the support and love that they need to really transform their lives and make them self-sufficient. And they're incredibly successful at it. And the people who work there are fantastic. And it's just a wonderful organization. And again, ever since I had a family of my own, it's really just become something that's very meaningful to me. And so I've chosen to have Homestretch be the main philanthropy for most of the EX2 events, rather than sort of having many nonprofit partners. We have several, but I've chose to really focus my energy supporting Homestretch because of the important work they do. And we're very successful fundraising for Homestretch with your support. And so we had about 1,100 people participate this year, which is absolutely amazing. We had almost 500 individual donations, totaling over $32,000. The way EX2's nonprofit partner program works is we basically provide a forum to capture or collect donations for a nonprofit, Homestretch in this case. And at the end of the event, we add 10%. That's just our sort of standard MO. So that in that case, we had another $3,200. And then this year, one of the items of feedback I got last year was that not everybody wanted a medal, which I totally get. And that's something that we hear in our in-person events as well. So this year I made it an opt-in or opt-out. And so we had several people didn't want a medal. And so what I did is basically took that money and redirected it to Homestretch. And so when you add all that stuff together, the total donation to Homestretch will be $36,400 and change. And so again, I'm really grateful. It is impactful to Homestretch, and please know that your donation is really going to a wonderful organization that really does change people's lives, literally, and the lives of their children. So thank you. We've had a lot of success, EX2. We are not a nonprofit organization. This is my job to do this and to put on the best events that I can that are fun and that people want to do. However, as part of our values and part of our mission is to give back to the larger community. And one of the ways that we've been doing that for several years now is with our nonprofit program. And we've been able to generate, again, with our community support, over $230,000 just for Homestretch. And if you add in all our nonprofit partners, with the Backyard BRRR, we just crossed over the 300,000 mark, which I have to tell you, I had this idea to come up with the nonprofit partner program in 2018 when I took over EX2. And I remember specifically my goal was to raise, $25,000. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what the nonprofit was. It was just something meaningful to me that I thought that a company like EX2 should be doing. And so only a few years later to have been fortunate enough to be able to contribute over $300,000, which is to me a lot of money, to these wonderful nonprofits that we support is really amazing. And so I'm really grateful for everyone's support to helping me and us, the larger us at EX2, do that. So thank you. And I encourage you to learn more about Homestretch. Just go to homestretchva.org. There's lots of great ways to help, and you can learn about what they do. And again, I feel very strongly that I think it'll resonate with you. It's a really wonderful mission, and they do absolutely wonderful work and are very good at it. All right. Oops. I don't know why that's not showing up. Picture a picture on the left here of all the swag. I don't know where, it's like a mystery. It went away. Anyway, well, the team on the right side of the screen is me and my team, and that's my garage that you see behind you. So we packed up all the swag about a week and a half ago. And if you can picture like 900 t-shirts laid across your living room and tables with medals and buffs on them and packing supplies, that's basically what my house turns into when we do this packing party, as I call it. But I'm really grateful to the EX2 staff. This is the group of operations team that I have to support when we do our in-person races. And they humor me and help me pack up like 1,000 packages during the Backyard BRRR. And so you wouldn't get all the packages or it would be a big mess without them. So I'm really grateful. I hope everyone liked their swag. We added, some new stuff this year. I've heard the pink beanies have been a massive hit, and then we added some new colors. Um, I think they came out great. The new logo and the metal, I think, looks like fabulous. I'll tell you more about where the logo came from in just a second. There are like maybe 10 people who for one reason or another, either came back damaged or something that I still have to get their swag to. If that happens to be one of you, I get the t-shirt reorder. I should get it like next Thursday, and then I'll immediately put it in the mail and get it out to you. So hope everybody liked their swag. I am going to do a survey. So if you have suggestions on things to do, like other items you'd like or things you didn't like, please let me know that as well. All right, so here's a quick story of the BRRR logo. If this was your first year, you might have not noticed at all it changed because it was like this year. But the logo on the left is the Backyard BRRRR, like the snowball logo that we've had for several years now. I was literally driving in my car this summer, I think, sometime. And a saying popped in my head, and the saying was always outside. So always outside, there's a group called the ODDC, the Old Dude Dirt Clan, which does a lot of our in-person races. Many of them are good friends of mine. And it's a saying that they always say. Pat, one of the ODDC members, I think saw it like in a Garmin ad or something, but it stuck with the group. And it popped in my head one day, and I was like, that's a really great saying and very sort of representative of what the BRRRR is all about. So I'm literally at a stoplight, and I pull out ChatGPT and I type in this prompt: create an illustration that depicts a winter mountain scene that has the words always outside and the words Backyard BRRRR in it. And that middle image is what popped out in my phone. Well, then what I did is we have a really talented graphic artist who I got in touch with, and I was like, hey, Christian, here's the prompt I put in. Here's what's in my head. Can you take this image and turn it into something great? And so what he did is he took my image, my thoughts, and created the version of the always outside Backyard BRRRR logo that we had this year. So the t-shirts were different this year. Hopefully you liked it. And again, if you have thoughts either way, please let me know in the survey that goes out. But that's the little story of how the always outside logo came to be. Huge thanks to our corporate partners. And so we started the corporate program a couple years ago with the sole purpose of amplifying our fundraising efforts. I knew that if I wanted to raise more money for Homestretch, one of the best ways to do that was to get corporate partners involved, and that has worked. So this year, of the $30,000 and change, a third of it was from our corporate partners. Fairfax Neonino Associates, led by a wonderful man, Ed Doe, led the charge. They made a $5,000 donation to Homestretch. Sheehy, Vince Sheehy, who does our in-person races, it's a very large auto dealership in the DC area. They contributed $1,500, and then all our other partners, Excella, Mabomo, Black Cape, ATS, Veros, all kicked in another $750. So we add all that together, it's over $10,000. It really makes a huge difference. We also had lots of participants. So 27 people from Excella, 20 people from ATS. So Sean Clark, if you're online, thank you very much for all getting the participation from ATS. Laura and all the folks, and Burton and others from Excella, thank you. And all the corporate partners, it really means a lot to me. And I'll make a plug. If you work somewhere that you think your organization might either want to have people participate, or you might want to help us raise money for Homestretch, please sort of tuck that in your mind. And maybe next year when the BRRRR comes along, I would love to welcome you as a corporate partner. It would be awesome. All right. So thank you. We couldn't do it without your help. Seriously. All right. Another shout out and thank you to Team Stretch Your Dollars, specifically Tucker Newberry and Darren Powers. Tucker has been a ringleader of fundraising activity and participation really since the BRRRR started. Darren Powers has been a very wonderful participant and a very generous participant in terms of financial support, and I'm very grateful for them. One thing we did different this year was sort of like a little test, was sort of this peer-to-peer fundraising model, which we may do more of next year. And so the team stretch your dollars was sort of like our guinea pigs to see if we can get this working inside Run Sign Up. Because we know individual donations make a difference, corporate donations make a difference, but then also we're thinking about trying to leverage the power of peer-to-peer fundraising going forward to see how that would work and how it would impact our fundraising ability. And so this was a test case. So thank you guys and women for being up for that and Team Stretch Your Dollar. So thank you. Also, Eric Scudder, Joey Baird, longtime supporters and friends of EX2. Couldn't do what we do without both of you guys' support. So Joey, thank you, and Eric, thank you. Tremendous amount of support for EX2 in general. These two organizations provide. They also purchased all the entries for the homestretch team that participated in the BRRRR this year. So thanks, guys, very much. I really appreciate everything you do. Okay, so big picture results. Again, if you have any questions or thoughts, drop them in chat. I am kind of looking at that. I have it up on my screen. Let's see. All right. So 1,149 participants, ages 4 to 84. 40 states, if you include DC, 5 countries, including Australia, which I think was a new one, maybe. Somebody in Spain, all over the place. 160 teams, 124,000 miles and change. More than half of them outside, and I think actually it's way more than that. I think some people don't put the outside comment, which is there's a reason why I ask you to do that. Sort of encourages the outside sort of notion, but I think it's actually more than that outside. 27,000 individual activities, non-push-up activities, and most of those are outside, almost 60%. An ungodly amount of push-ups, almost 120,000 push-ups. And then 180 people recorded 31 or more outside activities. And over 500 recorded 31 outside miles. Again, one of the goals of the Backyard BRRRR is to get outside and do something every day in January. And so special shout out to those people who accomplished that feat. Okay, miles breakdown. Again, sort of a big picture gee whiz numbers. Not surprisingly, a lot of the miles are from cycling, right? So 51,000 and change miles of cycling, 31,000 running, 33 of walking. If you know me, you know that I'm a huge proponent of walking as exercise. It's great for your body. It's great for your mind. It's good to get fresh air. And I'm so happy every year that we have so many people out doing walking as their primary activity during the BRRRR. I think it's absolutely wonderful and great for life. Swimming, I'm not a swimmer, so I look at this and I'm like, how the heck do people swim so much? So over 1,200 miles of swimming accomplished in the BRRRR, 2,000 miles of paddling, and almost $5,000 in skiing. So that's it's crazy. And Sarah, I hear you. I don't think that might be Sarah. Yeah. If the Occoquan, where I know you paddle a lot, Sarah, was not frozen, I bet that number would be even higher. I know it would be. Okay, so here we go, top finishers. So Isadora Bachman-Beitsch took the top overall total miles, 1,100 and change. So congratulations, Izzy, and that's a picture of Izzy there. I think she was skiing early on in the challenge, if I remember correctly, so great job. Benjamin Paris, there was a fight at the top, and I wasn't sure how this was going to end up, but Ben, you took the top spot over 1,200 miles. Congratulations, my friend. And then Andrea Tanner took our top non-binary slot at 131 miles. Congratulations, Andrea. Okay, outside miles. So Randy Lamardozzi, I don't know if you did this on purpose, Randy, or you realized it, or maybe you didn't. 499.39 miles. I don't know how you left it that way, but you're awesome. Almost 500 miles. So you took the top spot for overall female outside miles. William Wren, 557 total outside miles. Trivia, Mr. Wren is 76 years old. So all my young bucks out there who thought this was hard, get on it. You got to keep up with Mr. Wren. top spot. Congratulations to both you and Randy. Well done. And then also Andrea took the top spot for overall miles, again, in our non-binary category, outside 101 miles. Top running miles overall. These are basically equivalent running overall and outside. Laura Berlin took the top spot for the women, 310 miles, and Dave Humphrey, 325 miles. Again, all their miles were outside. Congratulations to both Laura and David. Pretty awesome. Okay, walking. Caroline spot. This one flip-flop back and forth a whole bunch in terms of the top spot, but Caroline finished out on top with 218.9 miles. Jason Gard took the top spot for walking. I got an email from Jason. I can't remember exactly what it said, but basically the gist of it was I can't remember what he said, but some of it was like, I got to let my wife know when I'm going to stop doing all these crazy walking miles or something like that. I can't remember what he actually asked, but Jason, it's all worth it, my friend, because you're going to get an amazing prize for walking the most miles in the Backyard BRRRR. So congratulations. And walking non-binary top finisher is Lou Woodward. So congratulations, Lou, 98 miles for you. And then outside, same. Caroline, 218. Jason, I don't know if Jason actually had an inside miles or just forgot to write outside, maybe one of the activities. But again, 250 miles of walking is pretty impressive. And Caroline, 220. Really, really awesome. Congratulations to both of you. And Lou also had the top outside miles in our non-binary category. Okay, biking. So this is overall biking. So Izzy, again, had the most miles overall, also has the most overall biking miles, again, the inside and outside, 990 miles. And then Ben Paris, also he was first overall, also has the most biking. Again, this is combined inside, outside. However, biking outside, Leslie Nibb, 306 miles. Again, this went back and forth. But Leslie came out on top with the outside biking miles in our ladies category. And then on the men's side, William Wren, 527. Again, also had the most overall miles outside as well. So congratulations. Let's see. Swimming. Swimming, ladies went back and forth up until the very end. So Amy Melly came out on top, 44 miles, and our friend Sandy McRae took the top spot again. In the men, 50.9 miles. So I think 1 mile is a lot to swim. I can't imagine swimming 40 or 50 miles in a month or a year for that matter. So congratulations. It's really remarkable to me for a non-swimmer. And probably very impressive for people who swim a lot too. Paddling. So Sarah Pease took the top spot, both inside and outside paddling miles. Congratulations. So Sarah had 145 miles if you put inside and outside together, and just outside miles, a very extremely impressive 32 miles of outside paddling. Sarah lives around here, and so she had to deal with frozen rivers and that sort of thing towards the end of the challenge, and still managed to accomplish 32 outside miles. So congratulations. Great job, Sarah. Yeah, 60 last year. Yeah, still pretty darn good. 32 miles is a long way to go. Paddling for the men, Dan Quigley, 320 miles. And then Danny Holloway came in at the very end and swiped up that top spot. So Danny, congratulations. Danny's on the Stretch Your Dollars team, almost 9 miles paddling outside. So congratulations, Danny. And congratulations, Dan. Skiing, Cynthia Hutchins, 226 miles of skiing. Congratulations, Cynthia. And Trevor Dearman, 185 miles of skiing for you, my friend. Congratulations. Push-ups, Cody Cario has been sort of the leader the last couple years, or close to it. We had another gentleman who was ridiculously ungodlike, crazy amount of push-ups. But Cody took the top spot with, not a typo, 18,500 push-ups in the month of January. And Sarah Frank, congratulations, ended up on the top spot. It was almost 8,000 push-ups in the month of January. So congratulations. That is a lot of push-ups. Well done. All right, top team finishers. Total miles CCC chicks, the chicks from Clifton Cycling Club, came out on top. 4,785 miles. Congratulations. For many years now, you all have been wonderful supporters of the Backyard BRRR, and I'm grateful. So thank you, and congratulations on crushing it yet again. ODDC, the Old Dude Dirt Clan, they had 4 teams in the BRRR this year, and they all either came in the top 10 or very close to the top 10 of outside miles, all 4 teams. But the ODDC team number 1 took the top spot with over 3,300 miles all outside in the month of January. So well done. Running, ODDC number 1 also took the top spot, 1,200. Walking and biking, CCC Chicks led those 2 categories. So 876 miles of walking and over 3,500 of cycling. Swimming, our friends from the Stinky Old Guys and Beautiful Mermaids, yet again, took the top spot for swimming, almost 300 miles of swimming, so congratulations. They also have been big supporters of the BRRR for several years now, and so well done again. Paddling, Disco Dads of Delray and others, 714 miles of paddling or rowing. Well done, and very impressive total. Skiing, P Falls Peddlers ended up sliding into that top spot for skiing with some really solid efforts towards the end of the month. Those 376 miles of skiing. So congratulations to you all. And Lethal Weapon, this is Cody's team, took the top spot with push-ups with over 21,000 push-ups in the month of January. Ridiculous. Well done. Corporate team finishers, our friends from Veros. Team 1 took the top spot for both overall miles and for outside miles. So thank you to our friends from Veros, not only for your financial support, but also for just crushing those miles. And I want to give another plug to all our corporate partners for all their support. It really does make a big difference to the event, and it makes a big difference to Homestretch. So thank you very, very much for your support, and congratulations to our friends from Veros. These are some of the winners. I didn't officially send out the winners for the last photo challenge, which was the sort of finish line field, but these people all are part of that winning group. We had some amazing pictures all month long, and so I just want to say thank you again to everyone who participated and shared pictures. It means a lot. All right, so prizes. Oh shoot, I had one here and I lost it. So the prize this year, I won't leave, I know I can't, but is a coffee mug. So if you've done some of our in-person races, occasionally we have coffee mugs as prizes. And I love them. So I have probably 6 of them in my cabinet, and they're like my favorite thing. Partly because it says EX2 stuff on it, and everything I wear has EX2 stuff on it. But it is like a good size, and it's a good feel in your hand. And so this coffee mug is going to say always outside and have the logo on it and be super awesome. And they will be at your house in the next couple weeks. I wanted to wait until I had the total winners to figure out how many I needed to order. But they will be there, and you are going to love it. And congratulations. So that is the prize this year. Now, the Backyard BRRR will return in 2026. And so if you had fun, I would love for you to participate again. Again, I want to give a shout out to all our corporate partners. If you work for somewhere you think might be interested, I would love to increase the number of corporate partners we have. I have a vision for this event that we can raise even more money for Homestretch. You know, I had a goal this year of $50,000 and we didn't get there. But we're going to keep on trucking and we're going to keep on working hard to do that. So in my mind, I think that this event could potentially raise $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 in a single year for Homestretch. And I feel very confident that one of the best ways to do that is through corporate partnerships. And so if that meeting it sort of resonates with you and you want to chit chat sometime, please get in touch with me and let's make it happen. All right. Before I go through, I want to have a couple of things to give away. And then I also want to show you some more results. And so Um, let's see. I uploaded, and I'm going to send a link to this with the results, but on the Google sheet that has those sort of like the weekly results, this has all the teams listed, and then here's the overall miles. And so you can sort and filter this however you want, right? So CCC Chicks is up front, and then its default sort is by overall miles. Final outside team miles, this is just outside miles. So again, I mentioned ODDC before. I just want to point out, so it's 1, 2, 3. Where's ODDC? Here are your 4 ODDC teams, and so congratulations to all of them. It's pretty awesome. The other thing I want to point out is these aren't like miles necessarily on like the WND towpath, which are perfectly valid. But if you notice the elevation that Team ODDC had, 190,000 feet, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they didn't even have any skiing miles. Speaking of skiing miles, I did take out a bunch of elevation that seems sort of out of whack to me. So that elevation data is sort of out in here, and it didn't actually impact any of the overall overall totals. Individual miles, this is individual outside. So here's individual total miles, individual just running, and then individual biking. One award category that I forgot to have in the slide was total elevation. And I want to give a big shout out to Thomas Burke. Tom is a member of the ODCC and put in some serious outside miles and had the most overall elevation, almost 50,000 feet of elevation gain. Again, this is mostly riding and running. And so, Tom, you're very impressive, my friend. Well done. I also want to remind you that on the Backyard BRRRR site itself, you can look at the overall results miles just by clicking on the results and then doing the filters here. Again, this is just overall, so this doesn't have filters or anything for inside versus outside. All right. Let's see. If you are curious what I do on a weekly basis, just one little thing. These are the spreadsheets that are created. So the data that comes out is aggregated and then individual activity data. And then to do all the statistics, I just basically create a bunch of pivot tables that looks and uses filters for like outside and stuff like that. That's why it doesn't happen real time. Some of the stuff, just through limitations of the run sign up platform, it does take a little bit of sort of manipulating of the data to make sort of things aggregate as they do. All right, so that is that. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who participated. I am going to have a couple giveaways. So the way I've done this in the past is I've sort of just like picked randomly someone to win. So the first person is going to be, I'm just going to close my eyes, pick somebody on the screen, and you are going to be $100 richer from our friend Joey Baird of Baird Automotive. So that's one thing. The second thing I want to give away is actually going to be in a form of a sort of a Google form that I sent out on behalf of my friend Eric Scudder from IFP. He's going to pick 2 winners off that, and that's going to be for a $25 REI gift card each winner. So keep an eye out for that form. It's just a way to collect data. It's not like committing or anything, but it's a fun way to give out a couple things. All right, so let's pick $100. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to say Joey's on here, I think. So Joey, you can't win, but I'm just going to pick somebody. You can't see what I'm pointing at, but let's see. Jackie Wells. So Jackie, I pointed to your name, and Jackie, I'm going to send you a check for $100 courtesy of my friend Joey Baird of Baird Automotive. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Jackie Wells.
Go.
You're welcome. Congratulations, Jackie. Let's see. I think that is everything. So to wrap things up, I'm going to send out the results via email. I'll send you a link to a survey to collect some feedback on the event and how it can be made better. I'm probably going to include a link in there to make a donation to Homestretch if you'd like, if you're so inclined. That would be grateful. And I just want to say thank you again for making the event what it is, right? This event means a lot to me. Every day in January, I do something with my 11-year-old daughter. I do a lot of stuff with my family. I love it. It gives me motivation. Honestly, I didn't think it would last, but it has, and I think there's some magic to it. But I know that it wouldn't last or wouldn't be as successful without you all making it what it is. And so I'm really, really grateful for all the energy and the love and the support that you give it and that you give each other. Just know that I noticed that, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So thank you very much for everything you do. And I would love for you to participate again and tell your friends. And I hope that the rest of the year goes great. If you see, maybe come out to one of our in-person events and race or volunteer. And if not, then I hope to see you next January for the Backyard BRRRR. So with that, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. And again, I'm grateful. So thank you for everything, and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you for organizing it.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Back next year. Bye.
Yeah.